This here is a warning to all those out there who believe in the Bible code like I do, as well as those out there who may not believe about it. This is regarding the comet known as NEAT that I have heard from. I've read a lot of the guys at NASA are talking about that it's headed for Earth, and unfortunately will probably impact the Earth on December 21st of 2012. I know I'm going to have a lot of people who are going to laugh at what I'm saying, but I believe in the Bible code and what it says. There is a Bible code encoded into the Bible that predicts certain events and has predicted certain events like September 11th. To give you an idea of the accuracy of the Bible code, the guy that wrote the book Swap Bible Codes 1 and 2, he if y'all remember, there was one of the Israeli prime ministers that was killed back in about 1996, and he 3 days before the Israeli prime minister was killed, the guy that wrote the Bible code, he found a Bible code pertaining to the Israeli prime minister's impending assassination 3 days before it happened. He managed to get a message, a warning to the Israeli prime minister, but the Israeli prime minister did not believe him. And 3 days later, the Israeli prime minister was dead. So, the guy obviously knows what he's talking about, and this is this is really to my fellow Christians out there who have loved ones who live on the East Coast, and all those who live on the East Coast in general. All the Mayan calendars, the Mayan calendar that and the biblical prophecies, they predict that something's going to happen, significant is going to happen on September 21st, no, not September, I mean December 21st, 2012, and my best guess is that it's most likely going to be a comet impact in the Atlantic Ocean. If you have loved ones there, my recommend to you is to warn them, tell them to evacuate and get out now, because when that comet hits, people are going to get drowned in their cars, carried out to sea. It's not going to be pretty. I don't mean to be an alarmist. I'm not trying to cause any panic, but if you really love your relatives and whatnot, and you care for them, please, please, please tell them to leave now while they still can, or at least leave it well in advance of the comet impact in 2012. Like I said, people are going to laugh at me, and I know I'm going to have naysayers. I'll say, "Oh, it's never going to happen." But Noah's neighbors, they laughed at him when there was this crazy man, and his family out in the middle of the desert several thousand years ago, building an ark, and God told him that that there was a flood coming, and Noah's neighbors stood there and laughed at him every day when he told them the same thing, that there's a flood coming. And I've been having two-way conversations with Jesus, and that's what he's told me, that the comet is coming. It's not going to delay any longer than December 21st, 2012. So basically, basically Noah's neighbors stopped laughing the day it started raining, and the flood came and washed them all away, while Noah and his family were safe in the ark. And so really, this also I also like to warn the guys down at Dean Guitars in Tampa, Florida. You might want to consider. I mean, it's up to you, man. I know you guys aren't believers, but as a fellow guitar player and somebody who'd like to see your operation continue after the common impact, we'd like to see you guys, continue on. It's up to you, man. But I'm just warning you that this thing is coming down the pipe, and anybody who's got businesses there besides loved ones, on the East Coast, I do well to move far inland, right now, if not well in advance of the 2012 impact. If you've ever seen the movie, if you aren't sure what it's going to look like, on 2012, on December 21st, 2012, go rent the movie Deep Impact. The only difference between that movie and what it's going to look like on 2012 is it's going to be several waves and not just one big wave. It's going to be several 1,000-foot tsunamis inundating New York City, each in rapid succession. And I know people are going to think I'm crazy, you know, by saying this. That's their problem. That's their problem. You know, but the NASA guys are trying to keep it hush-hush right now because they don't want to cause a panic and everything. But I'm just telling you, it's going to happen. And, you know, may the Lord help anybody, you know, that is caught in its wake, because really there won't be a prayer left for them once it happens. You know, none of us have any control over this, but we can get prepared in time. Anyway, I love all you guys, and you know, particularly all my fellow Christians out there, and as well as all the people out there that aren't saved. And I don't want to see anybody, you know, get hurt. I care enough about you guys to warn you in advance. And you know, all I can tell you is one word: move, while you still can. Because once people start panicking, those highways are going to be clogged, jammed with people trying to get out on the path of the mega tsunami. But so give yourself plenty of time to get out of there, and while you still can. And here's hoping you escape the impact, you know. But who knows? All bets might be off. We really don't know. Well, you can only wait and see. But like I said, the Mayan calendar predicted this a long time ago, and so did, if you look in Revelations, it talks about, you know, George John says, I saw what looked like a burning mountain. It was flowing into the sea, and it poisoned the water, you know. And that burning mountain is either a comet or an asteroid impact, and you know, most likely it's a comet. And the poisoning of the water comes from all the dead bodies on both sides of the Atlantic, as well as in the Gulf of Mexico and any other coastal areas that are affected by the impact. You know, South America, and I don't know if it's going to what it'll affect as far as the Pacific Ocean goes, but you know, like I said, there's just going to be so many bodies that the water is going to be poisoned. So those of you who do believe in biblical prophecy and the Bible code, you know, as well as those who don't, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I'm just telling you, please, if you have loved ones on the coastal areas, get them out as soon as possible. This is Van, signing off. See you. Bye.